So as soon as the Bradley was on fire, I was on fire. And I knew the first thing that I had to do was I had to get out. I had to escape. And thankfully that day when I climbed into the vehicle, when we climb in, we climb all the way to the top of the Bradley and we climb down in through a hatch. That day when I climbed in, I didn't close the hatch cover behind me. Now every other day I closed it. And that's because we were supposed to keep it closed in case we ever got hit with any kind of chemical attack. If the hatches were closed, chemicals couldn't get inside of the vehicle. Like I said, that day I didn't close the hatch, thankfully. Thankfully, because when I was inside of that turret, I don't think I ever would have found the little tiny lever above my head that I would have had to hit. I don't think I ever would have been able to push open that hatch cover. With the chaos of everything that was going on with that smoke and that fire, I don't think I ever would have gotten out of that turret. Thankfully, I didn't have to worry about that. I was able to just climb through the top. When I got to the top of the turret, then I knew I had to get to the ground. And there was two big problems with that. The first problem was the fact that it's a long ways down. From the top of the turret to the ground is about 10 feet. So if you can imagine what 10 feet is, it's a basketball rim. The rim on a basketball hoop is 10 feet off of the ground. If you can imagine standing on a rim and looking down, it's a long ways down. The bigger problem was the fact that I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see anything because my face is on fire and the fire was actually covering my eyes. So now imagine standing on that basketball rim and closing your eyes and then jump. I had to jump. I had to basically jump blindly, take a leap of faith and hope that I would just make it to the ground. I did make it to the ground, but when I landed on the ground, I couldn't brace myself for the impact of the landing because I couldn't see the ground. So when I hit, I broke my leg. And that's how I ended up with this wicked, awesome robot leg. Check it out. You can get one if you want.
All right, students, so we're back. We're still talking about this thing called hope. I'm back with the world's hope expert, Mr. Rick Yarish. Coach Spector just left us, Rick, and we were talking really deeply about this thing called significance or meaning and human acceptance. And these are two things that you have lost and that you have refound. So the first thing we want to talk about so that they can circle up is we want to talk about this thing called significance or meaning. How did you lose yours, Rick?
So I obviously lost hope that day in Iraq because I decided that I was done. I was going to die. But that wasn't one of the biggest times that I lost hope. I lost hope later on. I didn't realize I lost hope in this way that day. But later on, I realized that I lost two of the most important things. And one of those things was significance. The fact that I was a leader of men in the Army. I was a football player. I was a wrestler. And now I was none of those things. And I didn't know how to get a significance back. I had no clue how to deal with this situation. I've always had a purpose. I've always had that significance. And now I've got nothing. Truly what it came down to was other people in my life that helped me grow that significance later on.
You know, Rick, one of the neatest things about my relationship with you is when I first met you and you started to speak with us, you didn't do a lot of speaking. You did some, but now with Sweethearts and Heroes for years now, and literally thousands of speeches, I've seen your significance grow. And this really sounds weird to say to people, but if you didn't get blown up, you wouldn't be the person that you are today. And you have recreated meaning, purpose in your life through the work that we do as Sweethearts and Heroes and talking to kids.
All right, now we want you to get into your circles and we want you to talk about that significance, that purpose. We want you to talk about yours. I mean, it's important for the people that are around you to know what your significance is, because how are they going to help you grow that significance if they don't know what it is? So get in that circle, talk about your significance, and share with each other, and then just listen.